to Crafting on the Plains. My name is Jacintha and this is my channel, mostly about counted cross stitch, but also occasionally about other crafty endeavors that I get up to, sometimes things like sewing, quilting, knitting, etc. I think today all I have for you is cross stitch, so I am going to get into it. Firstly, I want to thank everybody who's watching, new viewers, returning viewers. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me. If you have not already, please consider liking this video and subscribing. It does help my channel out, as well as it helps YouTube know that you want to see more of my videos. So thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. I have gotten a few new subscribers recently. So as just a quick introduction, like I said, my name is Jacintha. I live in Oklahoma with my husband and my kindergarten age daughter. We have one cat, and yeah, I am a college professor and an attorney, and this is my Flosstube. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I've got two finishes for you. I've got some whips. I'm gonna spin my whip wheel, and I have got a giveaway at the end. And I've just got cross stitch today. I can't remember if I said that already, but yeah, just cross stitch. So the first finish I have is a smaller finish. I'm gonna show you the smaller finish first. And this is one that I don't think I've shown since my whip parade at all. And this is Hedgehog and Hyacinth by The Blue Flower. And I picked this up last year. I started this last summer, and I've been feeling a little bit stressed about my new starts, about my whips. I think I said in my previous video, if you watched that I realized that I have been having finishes, but I've only been finishing things that I've started new this year. I've not finished anything that I've started previous to 2025. So I decided that I'm going to take some weekends. If I have a weekend where I don't have a new start planned, I don't have anything major going on, and I'm going to focus on finishing out some whips that are close to a finish. And so this one was close to a finish. And here it is now. It is done, and it is so cute. So I had done, I think last summer, I actually fully completed the Hyacinth, and then I had started the Hedgehog, but I had made a counting error and just sort of put it in timeout, and then was having trouble seeing because I'd had some eye problems last year because it's 36 count. And so I just decided, okay, I'm gonna pull it out and I'm just gonna work on it. I worked on it the weekend after my last Flosstube. I pulled it out Friday night, did a few, an hour or so on Friday night, and then I worked on it Saturday and got these two hedgehogs done, and now it is a finish. And this is being stitched on a 36 count fox and rabbit in the color oyster shell, which is a gorgeous purpley, dusty purple color. I don't know if it's showing up super true to color, but, and then I did a conversion because this originally had a Cottage Garden Threads floss pack that was sold. I think this was one of the Cross Stitch the Rainbow from last year's market, where a bunch of designers design a small with the same threads, and I did not pick that up, so I did my own conversion. So I will post my conversions on Instagram, but if you don't do Instagram or you just want it typed up, please feel free to email me. My email and my Instagram are down below, and I'm happy to give you a more specific one-to-one conversion. But for the flowers, I used Color and Cotton Sea Anemone, which is a beautiful purple, and for the green in the stem, I used Color and Cotton Castle Garden, and the other ones I just used DMC, except for the actual little back of the hedgehog, and I used Gentle Art Wood Trail. This is very blowing out today. And I will say also another thing I did was I noticed on the pattern that it clearly wasn't stitched back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on the hedgehog. So I tried to stitch it sort of in a circular motion. I don't know if you can see, but I outlined it and then just went around and around, filling in, so I would have that same kind of effect. And I've started to think more critically about how I can use my variegated flosses to create different effects with the variegation. And so that was really fun to do. And I'm going to be thinking more about that when I'm using variegated floss in the future, because I have a couple other projects that I'm sort of creatively using my variegation, and it's a fun thing to do because it makes it even more unique when you're stitching it in different ways. Okay, so that was my first finish. Now I have it's not big in size, but it's big in importance to me, and it is Kathy Barrick White Winter Moth. Here it is. I am so happy with this. I am so happy with this. First off, before I forget, this is stitched on a 36 count Fox and Rabbit. Both of my finishes today are Fox and Rabbit. 36 count Fox and Rabbit Saltbush. And I did 2/2. And I used the DMC conversion that Kathy Barrick provided in the pattern. It is so beautiful. I had this was the 2 weekends ago's focus project, and I got almost finished. And then my friend Alex, which is Knottedstitches on Instagram, she announced that she was doing, her birthday was this past Sunday, and she announced that she was going to be doing a stitch along. She's stitching Quaker House by Quaker Dwelling by Kathy Barrick. And that is a big piece. So she said anything that's by Kathy Barrick that has a house or a Quaker. And I decided that I wanted to finish this one up for her birthday. So I did. And it was so much fun to be able to finish this on her birthday. And I'm so happy about this. I mean, I want to just hold it up and look at it on the screen. Yeah, and it's ready. I definitely want to get this framed as soon as possible. I need to measure it out and make sure that it's the dimensions that I think it's going to be. And then I'm actually thinking I might luck out and be able to order something without doing a custom frame. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to get a nice frame for this, even if I have to paint it myself and put it up. I am thinking about, so I've got my blue flower finish, I've got this finish, I've got a bunch of things that need to be framed, I've got several things to be made to pillows. My friend Sally from Flossy Sews and Grows, she recently posted she's sort of doing like a finishing challenge, so definitely check out her video, but she posted a video where she showed all of her finishes from what she calls her box of doom. All her finishes, and then she talked about how she might FFO them, and then she's coming back in, I think, 6 weeks or so, and is going to be showing off the FFOs. So I am thinking about kind of taking her idea and doing something similar. It's something I've been thinking about doing, and then when she did it, I thought, okay, I might do that too. I don't think I'm going to give myself 6 weeks, because if I give myself 6 weeks, I will work on them all the last weekend of the 6 weeks. So I probably won't do this until like May or maybe late June, because I want to wait till the summer when I have a little bit more time. But I might just give myself like 1 week or 1 weekend or something and just see how many things I can FFO. So if you'd be interested in seeing some type of like fully finished Flosstube extra challenge for myself, please let me know down below, because if that's something people have an interest in seeing, then I will definitely try to set that up here in the next like month or so and film it, because I think that'd be really fun, and it might be a good way to hold myself accountable to actually getting these projects fully finished. All right, so those are my finishes. So excited. I'm going to talk about whips. I don't have any new starts, which is something I am changing. So I have a SAL that I'm running all year. It's called the Year of Freebies SAL. And so many people have been participating, and I'm so thankful. Thank you guys so much who have been joining me. Please tag me on Instagram if you participate, or email me your pictures, whatever you want to do. But I had a challenge for myself personally, because you can do as many freebies or as few freebies as part of the SAL. But I wanted to start one freebie every single month. And I started a lot of things, not just freebies, but I started a lot of just stuff in March, and I'm starting to get stressed out about my number of whips. And I also realized that instead of starting the freebies that I wanted to start, I was looking for freebies that were small or like something that I thought I could stitch really fast, just so that I could like stitch it, get it started, finish it, all of these things. And I realized the point of the freebie sale was that I wanted to incentivize myself to stitch on some of the freebies that I have been loving and saving and downloading over the years that I've just never gotten to. And there's some bigger freebies that are going to take me much longer than a month to stitch probably. So I think what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm not going to start another freebie until I finish my current freebie, and then I will feel like I can start another freebie. This may very well change, because probably for like Christmas in July, Halloween, autumn time, I'm going to want to start a lot more. And so I'll probably catch up and still end up starting a total of 12, but I'm kind of taking a little bit of a detour hiatus on my sal, just to let myself get caught up on some projects, because I want to feel not stressed about it, and I want to feel like I am starting freebies that I truly want to stitch, and not just starting freebies because it's the smallest freebie I could find that's seasonally appropriate and like whatever, right? So I hope that makes sense. All right, so with that in mind, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the freebie I've been working on. This one is, I don't have a cover image to show because it was just like on Instagram. It was an Instagrammer, and it's Knottedstitches, I think. I'll post it below. But the person who made this, I think, isn't like a designer like by trade. I think just sometimes there's designs posted. So it was just a thing you could screenshot on the Instagram page. So it is called My Peace Abide. And here it is. So I started this one in March, and I have completed, obviously, the circle. I went ahead and just outlined my birds because I realized that I had just got stuck on this bird and I didn't want to finish it. And so I just thought, okay, I'll outline it, and that way we can get down and do the whole circle. And then now I've been kind of alternating between stitching the words and then filling in the birds. I also did a specialty stitch. I don't even know what this is, but here it is. See if I'll focus. See my cute little heart down there? It's like, if someone knows what this stitch is, please tell me. But it reminded me of like string art that you do like in grade school. Like you do like the string art where you like do it at a diagonal. That's what this stitch kind of was like. And I've never done anything quite like it before. I'm hoping it's picking up and showing it to you. But it made a little heart, and I thought that was so sweet. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try it. If it doesn't look good, I'll just rip it out, and then I'll just put a little button or something. And it was actually quite fun to do. So I'm really happy that I did do it. And I would say this might be a struggle to do if you're stitching on Aida, because all of this was stitched like in the center of stitches. I think you could split the stitches, but I don't know if I'd want to do the specialty stitch on Aida. I'm not sure, but there it is. So I have just been kind of working on this. If I've sort of like met a goal for myself that day already, or I have some unexpected time, I'll just kind of work on it periodically. So I'm not in a huge rush to get it done, but I would like to get it done, you know, probably within the next, I don't know, little bit, few weeks, I guess, just to have it done and be able to fully finish it. And I'm stitching this on a 36 count fiber on a whim milk and honey. And I'm stitching 2/2, and the floss is Stitchy Stuff Summer Sky, which is a beautiful, like variegated sky blue. And these were supposed to be French knots, these little things here, but I just used leftover Mill Hill beads. I don't know if you can see. Just because I want to use them up. All right, so that was my freebie. And now let's look at some other whips. This whip is one that I have been enjoying so much, and a lot of other people are stitching this, and it's been really, really fun I don't know. I feel like I join stitching trends late. Like I don't start things and then I start things like a year or two after they're popular. So, but this one, a lot of people are stitching right now because it's currently a stitch along, of course. So I'm so happy. And this is the Nature's Journey, and it's by Sprouting Lupine. And here I am. This is a really cheap hoop. I think my mom bought it for me, like maybe from Walmart or something, but it's been working for now because it's my only like big hoop that's not a scroll rod. So there we go. And I am stitching this on a 32 count cobblestone by Atomic Ranch, and I am using all the call for DMCs, and I just love this piece. So it is, sorry that there's a thread hanging. Apparently, I don't know what I did, but I started this a couple days after the spring equinox, and it is a 4-part stitch along that is being released in Just Cross Stitch magazine. And this was in the spring issue. The summer issue has already been released. So the second part of this is already out. However, I'm not going to start the summer part until the summer solstice. So I've still got until the end of June to finish up this part. If I don't finish it, I have already gotten across to the edge, so I can continue working on the summer piece without worrying about it, and then just go back in and finish up spring whenever I have time. And that's going to be my plan on all of the pieces. Is the first part I'm going to work is to get down to where it's going to join up with the next season, if that makes sense. I will say I have, because the summer part is out, I have taken some sneaky peeks at it, just because, like, for example, like some of these over here, they just are like one stitch into the summer chart. And if I can put it one stitch into the summer chart and then end my thread, I'm going to do that. I do have a couple parked threads here because I already, again, looked, and I know that I'm going to have to continue stitching with them over on the summer piece. So that's the plan. But I have so far been working on this pretty much like Monday and Tuesday nights are my days to stitch on this. So I'm filming this on a Tuesday. I film on Tuesday and then post on Wednesday because with my work and everything, it's just easier to film one day and then I have plenty of time to edit and get it up. But I worked on this last night, and then I'll probably work on it tonight, at least a little bit. And I'm really, really enjoying it. It's just so pretty, and it's the beginning. This flower and these flowers were a little bit difficult to stitch, but everything else has been fairly easier, although it is a lot of color changes. But I do really like it, and I'm really, really excited to see how it grows. And I'm loving seeing everybody else who's stitching this. It is so much fun. I really debated starting it, and I have no regrets. All right, my next whip, I'm going to pull out. These were my 2 focus whips that I did for my whip wheel, which I'm going to continue to do. I'll spin that at the end. And the first one that I pulled, I can't remember in what order I pulled these, but one of them I pulled was Vicious by the Artsy Housewife, and I will insert a picture on the screen because I have a digital chart. But here I am. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is stitched on a 32 count Dirty by Zweigart, and I'm doing 2/2, and I'm using the called for DMC. My needle minder is from Golden Familiars. I love her. And this is what I did. So I got the face pretty much all done except for the eyes. I think I've, a little bit of ear to do, but the face, and then I think that's mostly what I worked on, was just this face and kind of doing some more fill in down in this area. So I love this piece. This is a memorial piece for one of my cats who passed away this past fall, and I am really, really enjoying stitching on this. This is nice because it's a lot of like pick up one strand and just finish out the whole strand. Like there's a lot of like areas where you still have to count, so it's interesting. It's not just fill in, but it's also not a lot of color changes, which is really great. And I'm very happy. I am now at like 30. I was at 25% when I started this, and I'm now at about 31 or 32%. I wanted to get to 35, didn't get to it, and that's okay. So I'm trying to get more like percentage goals on my pieces where I have Pattern Keeper, or at least like I'm going to finish this area or something like that if I don't have Pattern Keeper, but sometimes we don't achieve our goals, and that has to be okay. My next piece, which was also a whip wheel piece, is Nora Corbett Moon Glow. And this is not a Pattern Keeper project, so I can't tell you the percentage, but I did finish the whole I don't know, blanket, rug, whatever this is thing that is underneath her. So very, very happy about that. I did put in, I think I had put in the beads already last time I showed you, but I finished all of this, or not all of this, but I had a lot of fill in of the little flowers to do up in here. So I did that. And then I completed the back stitch of the lady. So she's totally back stitched now. And that was a big accomplishment for me. I just feel like now it really feels like it's close to being done now that the lady is backstitched. Because I really struggled when I was working on it last year. I really struggled to do this part of it because it's sort of like off in nowhere, right? There's nothing to mark, like count off of. And so once I was able to finish this like blanket, I was able to do a little bit better. But yeah, so happy with it. This is also my full moon stitch. So a lot of people do it. I'm not like in anyone's style or anything like that. But I just was trying to think of a way to create some goals for myself to pull out certain pieces more often. And I thought, okay, this is a moon theme project. It would be fun to pull this out like once a month, at least 1 or 2 days, and just stitch on it during the full moon and just see if doing that for a few months in a row gets me some progress towards the finish. Because at this point, I do need to do the beads. I have a lot of beading to do, a lot of beading still to do. I have to do the beads on this side. I have to do all the beads that go up here. I have to stitch. There's another one of these over here. And then my biggest, most daunting task that I've been putting off is I have to rip out this moon because the floss that I got is not, it's too blue. It's too blue. And you can't really see the moon very well. Stephanie from Cross Stitch to Grow shared with me some of her leftovers because she stitched this as well, of her silk, because I got a DMC conversion that just did not, I don't know, it just didn't work out. I think it was my particular skein of the DMC too, because other people have used this one and it looks great. So, but she shared her silk with me, so I need to go and just rip this out. I just been not wanting to rip out, but that's going to be what it is. I think the next time I pick it up, I'm going to do beading and then work on this little area, and that's going to be fun. So super excited about this. This, by the way, is on a 32 count mint by Fiber on a Whim. And I am doing a conversion from Cross Stitch Spells on Instagram. She does a lot of fancy ladies and she does do some conversions. She's great. So I definitely suggest you check her out if you like fancy lady stitching. All right. Those are actually all my whips. I don't know why I didn't do, I think I just did stitching. I didn't really work on a whole lot of other stuff. I did a little bit of knitting, but nothing crazy. So I am going to do my whip wheels. I'm going to spin for my new whips for my next 2 weeks, and then I'm going to do the giveaway. So I'm going to pull up my whip wheel. Okay, I have my Focus whip wheel pulled up. I took off White Winter Moth, of course, because it's finished. I have not added anything else on yet. I do want to move things over into the Focus whip wheel. That was the goal. But I think I have like at least one thing that has not been called off of this wheel yet. So I want to maybe spin it a couple more times, make some more progress on my focus whips, and then add another focus whip. Yeah, that's just what I'm going for right now. So I'm going to spin my focus whip wheel and see which one I get. And I actually got the project that hadn't been called yet. So that's works out really well. It is Christmas Wonderland. And I don't even know where that project is right now because I haven't worked on it so long. So let me spin my other whip wheel and then I'll get both of those projects for you. So Christmas Wonderland, and then I got stars. So that is actually a patriotic project. So wasn't really planning on pulling that out yet, but that's the purpose of the whip wheel, is that sometimes you get things. So I'm actually stitching Christmas and 4th of July the week before Easter. So let me go grab those projects, and I'm also going to grab my planned new start for this weekend and I'll show them to you. Okay, I have got my whips and my plans. So Christmas Wonderland is, I'm going to have to post a picture because it's a digital pattern, but this was a stitch along by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, I think 2 years ago. And yeah, so obviously I need to really get motivated on this one. But here is where I am. I'm going to give like full details about the project in my next video, but this is really just a check-in to show you where I am. But I did, clue 1 was that big center pond that's not finished. Clue 2 was down in the bottom corner, and then this was clue 3. So I am planning on starting work on clue 4 and maybe doing a little bit of work on that center motif as well. So there it is. I think this will be fun to get out. I think it'll be nice. I don't think I'm going to spend like a ton of time on this because it's Christmas and I'm not feeling super motivated to work on Christmas right now. I really, really want to work on spring stitching. However, I do think it's going to be fun to get like at least a couple nights. So I'm not promising more than a couple nights on this just because I'm not feeling it, but I think it'll be fun to work on for a little bit. My next piece is actually in a Golden Familiars bag. And this is Plum Street Samplers Stars. This has a companion piece, which is And Stripes from Shakespeare's Peddler. I don't think I'm going to do the companion piece. I think I'm just going to do this one, but we'll see how it goes. And this is where I am. Again, I will do full details later, but this is where I am. I put this one down because last summer I was working on it, enjoying doing patriotic stitching, in that season. And then I realized I had some type of accounting error in this barn and I just got demotivated. That's the story of my life on all my projects. I got demotivated and I didn't want to do it again. I'm doing a full conversion on this. I'm happy to share that with anyone who is looking for it. But yeah, so there's where I am. Again, this one, it being very out of season, I'm probably not going to work on it. My last two, I spent most of a week on. These ones, I'll probably spend a few nights on and call it good. But that's really just, the point is to touch them, not necessarily that I have to do tons of progress. Also, another reason that I'm probably not going to stitch on them too much is because I have a very, very exciting new start planned for Easter. I showed this to you way back at the beginning of the year. This was my birthday present to myself, and this is Rejoice Evermore by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I just think this is gorgeous. I might even stitch this alphabet, you guys. And y'all know I hate stitching alphabets, but I'm a little worried that it will make the pattern look weird, like on the border, and it's just so small. It's one little row. It's not a big deal. So I might even stitch the alphabet. That's how much I like this. And I got the kit from Evertotes. So I have the, sorry for the crinkles, Roxy Floss Co. flosses. This is my first time using Roxy Floss. And I got the Roxy Floss linen as well, which is actually kind of stuck down in the bottom of this bag because I kept it all in the bag it came in, so it'd stay all nice and perfect. So this is going to get pulled out on Easter and started, I don't know when on Easter, but at some point on Easter, and I am so excited. So I'm so excited to show you my new start on that. And if you have this as a whip, maybe stitch on it during the weekend of Easter with me. I would love that. Let me know if you do. So that's all of my stitching. That's all my whips. I'm going to do a giveaway and then I'm going to be off. So I wanted to just, I think I talked about this in one of my previous ones, but I went to the Stitching Me retreat and I was able to pick up some patterns for a good price. And I also had like won some vouchers. So I decided to use that to pick up some gifts for you guys. So I picked up a few charts that I thought people would like. So this month I'm going to be giving away, this is Mary Jane's motifs from Leela's studio. So it came, there's like a sampler, but it's not this sampler. It's a bunch of different, it's like 5 different little minis, which I think this is so cute. I kind of thought about keeping this for myself, but I decided no, I'm going to give it away. So it's so cute. And I think this would be a great way to like fill up your bowl. If you like have a dough bowl or whatever, to fill up your bowl for spring and summer. So if you want to win this, please leave a comment with the word flower or flowers, either one I will take. But please leave a comment down below with the word flower or flowers. And please be a subscriber. Please be over the age of 18 so you can send me your address. I'm happy to send this anywhere. So please feel it free to enter as long as you meet those criteria. And then of course don't use the word giveaway, win, free, freebie, whatever. The stuff that attracts random people to the giveaway, because I want this to go to somebody who is a viewer and not a random person that's just trying to get free stuff on the internet. So that is all. Thank you all so much for spending time with me. I really, really appreciate it. Again, I hope you have a fabulous couple weeks. I hope you get lots of stitchy time in, and I will see you in the next couple weeks.